Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the second topic of second chapter of 10th class, that is chemical properties of acids and bases. So let's start. The first point that we will be discussing is the reaction of metals with acids and bases. First, let's talk of acids. Acid plus metal gives salt plus hydrogen gas. Any acid, when reacting with any metal, it leads to the formation of salt and hydrogen gas. For example, HCl plus Zn gives ZnCl2 plus H2. ZnCl2 is the salt formed in this reaction and the acid taken is hydrochloric acid. Now let's talk of bases. When a base reacts with a metal, again it's formed a salt and hydrogen gas. For example, NaOH plus Zn forms Na2ZnO2 plus H2 gas. The upward arrow written in front of the formula of any molecule shows that it is in the form of a gas. So in this example, when sodium hydroxide is reacting with zinc metal, it is forming sodium zincate. The salt formed here is sodium zincate, Na2ZnO2, along with hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas released in these two reactions can be tested by bringing a burning candle near the evolving gas. When a burning candle is brought near that gas or the gas bubbles, the gas will burn with a pop sound. It will burst out and produce a pop sound. So if a pop sound is produced by bursting the bubbles, it proves, it shows, it verifies that the gas formed is hydrogen gas. Now let's talk of second chemical property of acids and bases. That is reaction of metal carbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates with acids and bases. Any acid when reacts with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate leads to the formation of salt of that metal plus CO2 carbon dioxide gas and H2O water. But when we talk of bases, base plus metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, no reaction. This means that a base never reacts with carbonate or hydrogen carbonate. Why is it so? Because the carbonates of metal or the hydrogen carbonates of metal are basic in nature. So two substances of same nature will never react chemically. Therefore, a base shows no reaction with the carbonates or the hydrogen carbonates. So let's consider one example in case of acids. HCl plus Na2CO3 forms NaCl plus CO2 plus H2O. When hydrochloric acid is reacting with Na2CO3, that is sodium carbonate, it forms the salt NaCl plus carbon dioxide gas and water. Let's take example of HCl with bicarbonate or hydrogen carbonate. So when HCl is reacting with sodium hydrogen carbonate, it forms the salt NaCl plus carbon dioxide gas and water. The CO2 gas released in this test can be tested by using lime water. It should be passed through lime water. Originally, lime water is colorless in nature. The chemical formula of lime water is CaOH whole twice. So, when we pass CO2 gas through lime water, that is CaOH whole twice, what we will get? We will get CaCO3, that is calcium carbonate, and water. The lime water, which was originally colorless, will change into milky color, will turn into milky appearance. Why? Because calcium carbonate is white in color, So this calcium carbonate, when is dissolved in water, gives milky appearance. So when CO2 gas is passed through lime water, the colorless lime water turns into milky. Now when we pass excess CO2 through this milky solution, then the milky solution will again change into colorless. The milkiness will disappear. The white color will disappear. And the reaction is CaCO3, that is calcium carbonate, plus excess CO2 along with the water which was present with the calcium carbonate. So what will be formed? Calcium hydrogen carbonate or calcium bicarbonate will be formed. This calcium bicarbonate when present with water gives colorless appearance, and therefore we say that the milky color of lime water will disappear and we will again get a colorless solution at the end of the test. Now, let's talk of the third property of acids and bases. That is the reaction of acids and bases with each other. So, the general reaction is acid plus base gives salt plus water. This reaction, that is the reaction of an acid with a base to form salt and water, is known as neutralization reaction, because the acidic nature of base is neutralized by, the acidic nature of an acid is neutralized by the base, and the basic nature of a base is neutralized by the acid. Therefore, it is known as neutralization reaction. Let's consider one example. Acid is HCl, base is NaOH. So HCl plus NaOH gives NaCl plus H2. The salt formed here is NaCl, that is sodium chloride. So we can have 4 different types of neutralization processes depending upon the type of acid and base that is being used in that process. For example, if we react strong acid with a weak base, we will get acidic salt. The nature of base will be neutralized by the strong acid and the salt formed will be acidic along with water. If the acid is weak and base is strong, then the salt formed will be basic and the next product will be water. Likewise, in the third case, if the acid is again strong but the base is also strong, then both the samples are strong, so they will be completely neutralized and we will have a neutral salt along with water. The fourth one is weak acid and weak base. Both the samples are now weak, so again we will have a neutral salt along with water. So we have finished 3 chemical properties of acids and bases, that is reaction of metals with acids and bases, reaction of metal carbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates with acids and bases. Third one, reaction of acids and bases with each other. Let's proceed to next properties. Next property is reaction of metallic oxides with acids. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. Therefore, they will react with acid, the substance of opposite nature. So, the metallic oxides will react only with acids. They will not react with bases because metallic oxides are basic in nature. Let's consider the reaction of acid with the metallic oxide. We are considering 2 bases, calcium oxide and magnesium oxide. So, the reaction of calcium oxide with an acid, that is the reaction of metallic oxide with an acid, will form again a salt and water. So, CaO metallic oxide plus HCl acid will form the salt calcium chloride and water molecule. And reaction of metallic oxide with bases is not given here. Why? Because they do not react. Both of them have the same type of chemical nature. Let's come to next reaction. Reaction of non-metallic oxides with bases. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. They have acidic properties. So non-metallic oxides should react with bases, but they will not show any chemical reaction with acids. Therefore, reaction of non-metallic oxide with an acid will not take place, and hence it's not given here in the page. So when we will react non-metallic oxide with a base, what we will get? We will again get a molecule of salt and water. Consider one example. The non-metallic oxide is CO2. Why it is non-metallic oxide? Because C is a non-metal and its oxide is non-metallic oxide. So CO2 plus base is calcium hydroxide, gives CaCO3, which is salt, along with water. So let's now quickly recap the reaction of acids and bases with different samples of different nature. First, we had done reaction of acids with metal to produce salt and hydrogen. Then reaction of metals, carbonate to produce salt and CO2 along with water. Then reaction of acid with metal hydrogen carbonate to produce salt, CO2 and water. Then reaction of acid with base to form salt and water. And the last reaction that we had done is reaction of acid with metallic oxide to produce salt and water. Likewise, we have studied reaction of bases. Reaction of base with a metal forms salt and hydrogen gas. Reaction of base with metal carbonate shows no reaction because of same nature. Reaction of base with metal hydrogen carbonate again shows no reaction because of same basic nature. Reaction of base with an acid forms salt and water, and reaction of base with a non-metallic acidic oxide forms salt and water. So we have revised the reaction of acids and bases with different samples of different natures. Now let us do what do all acids and bases have in common. What is the common ion present in all acids and bases? All acids have H plus ions in common when they are dissolved in water. Therefore, acids produce H plus ions in solution, which are responsible for their acidic properties. Why an acid is showing acidic property? Because it is having H plus ions, and these H plus ions are produced only and only when an acid is dissolved in water. So acids can show its property only in the presence of water, because H plus ions are also present in the presence of water. Likewise, all bases have OH minus ions, that is hydroxyl ions in common. Again, they will produce hydroxyl ion only in the presence of water. So, all acids have H plus ions and all bases have OH minus ions when they are dissolved in the water. That is, when they are present in the form of aqueous solutions. Now, acids or bases in water solution, how they behave when they are dissolved in water. So, acids produce H plus ions only in the presence of water. Since these H plus ions are having very short life period, therefore they cannot exist alone. Hence, they combine with H2O and forms H3O plus. This H3O plus is known as hydronium ion. So, the reaction of H plus and H2O forms H3O plus. Or we can directly write HCl plus H2O forms H3O plus and Cl minus ion. When bases are dissolved in water, they form OH minus ions. Like NaOH is dissolving in water, it's forming Na plus ion and OH minus ion. Likewise, MgOH whole twice base, when dissolved in water, forms Mg2 plus and 2OH minus ions. Now we have already discussed that those bases which are soluble in water are known as alkali and all the strong bases form alkali. That is, all the strong bases are soluble in water. Now let's discuss about the dilution of an acid. While diluting acids, it is recommended that the acid should be added to water and not water to acid. Why? Because during this addition, that is the process of dissolving an acid or a base in water is highly exothermic. That is, during this reaction, large amount of heat is produced. So the correct process and the wrong process both are demonstrated here. Water added into acid is the wrong way of dilution. Acid added into water along with stirring is the correct method of dilution. If water is added to acid, the heat generated may cause the mixture to splash out. The large heat that is evolved during this addition will cause the mixture to splash out of the beaker, to come out of the beaker, and can cause burns, and the glass container may also break due to the excessive local heating. So, adding water to an acid can cause two harms. It can cause mixture to splash out, or it may break the glass container in which we are diluting the acid. So mixing of an acid or a base with water results in decrease of concentration of ions per unit volume. Why the per unit volume ions are decreasing? Because the overall volume of the solution is increasing, but the number of ions are not increasing. So the number of ions per unit volume decreases. Such a process, that is addition of water to a base or addition of water to an acid, is known as dilution. Okay. Then we have one more heading here, strength of acid and base. The strength of acid and base can be compared or can be estimated using universal indicator. So with this, we have finished the chemical properties of acids and bases and the process of dilution, that is the process of addition of water to an acid or a base. So thank you all. Stay healthy at your homes.